what makes your mixed breeds better than like a shelter dog mixed breed to be a service dog?
Well, some shelter dogs can be service dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I don't breed for service dogs, but I think you're going to have a better chance, for instance, with Charlotte, who comes from like 50 generations of the Seeing Eye Dog program, bred to another dog from 50 generations of the Seeing Eye Dog program, than you would with, guessing at a shelter dog. I mean, just like in purebred breeding, consistency and pedigree, right, results in the type of dog that you're likely to get. So
what about like in general? Like, how come you don't just get mixed breed dogs from the shelter?
Because I want to know, I have several generations of health testing of my dogs. I know the breed background. I know the temperament background. I also raise them in a certain way, right? So
you could get
there's a lot of evidence out there, which you may also not be familiar with. And I understand you don't know a lot of this stuff. So it's hard for you to like understand where I'm coming from, because you honestly, like, I know you care about dogs and you think you're doing the right thing, but you don't know a lot of this stuff. So there's a lot of evidence that dogs whose mothers were in a stressful situation and didn't have ideal nutrition, that they are at a disadvantage in terms of the puppy's behavior long term. Like, are you familiar with?
So you don't think that they deserve homes?
What?
So you don't think that they deserve good homes?
Of course they do.
Well, you're just gonna let them die at the shelter, though?
All right, so let's talk about the shelter. Sure. So how many dogs do we have in the United States of America? Do you know?
A lot.
90 million.
Mm-hmm.
So how many new dogs do we need every year if all the people who want to own dogs, and we could have an argument about whether all the people who want to own dogs should own dogs. Like I could argue that maybe some people shouldn't own dogs, because a lot of people that own dogs probably aren't very good at it, right? Yeah. But let's just say that we want to keep the 80 million dogs that we have, right?
I don't think we do. I mean,
it's a lot. What do you think we should keep?
I mean, I don't know, but I think it needs to be lowered. Like, how many people are in the United States?
Oh, that's a good question. 400 million?
I don't know.
What? Does anybody know in the comments how many people? Yes, I take my dogs back. I'm looking forward to answering those questions. I haven't had any return yet, but I absolutely would. And they're microchips.
Somebody said 330 million people, so
okay.
330 million. So okay. I would say like maybe 50 million dogs would be like appropriate.
Okay, so we should go from 80 to 90 to 50. I think that's probably reasonable. Yeah, I would agree with you. So right now, turning over in the shelter every year, we have 2 million. Mm-hmm. And of course, a lot of those we wish they hadn't been bred, right? Like, not that they're not good dogs, but like, we don't want dogs to be bred by people who don't know what they're doing, by people who don't care about the dogs. I see these dogs with people, I tell you what, and I'm being vulnerable now. You know what bothers me more than anything is when I see these videos online of these people with these female dogs in their house trying to have puppies, and they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And the dog is stressed out and she's trying to move puppies around, and they got her in a crate and they got a heat lamp on and they're doing all this dumb stuff. That's not right. The only people should be breeding dogs who know what they're doing, okay, and who have the resources and are responsible to take care of the female. So a lot of those dogs that are in the shelter shouldn't be bred, and we should be trying to figure out how to stop that from happening. But assuming that we can't do that, and we got to have 2 million dogs going through the shelter, you said we need 50 million. Right now we got 2 million going through the shelter, so we have a lot more being bred, right?
Yeah, but they live a long time. It's not like they need to be bred every year. They live a long time.
No, they don't. They don't need to be bred every year.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be breeding a lot of the dogs that we're breeding. You and I agree.
Yeah.
That a lot of the people who are breeding dogs should not be effing breeding dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I am not here to be like, everyone should breed dogs. Anyone who wants to breed a random dog should breed a dog. That's not who I am. I'm trying to say that one of the good ways to breed dogs is to breed mixed breed dogs, but do it carefully and well, because somebody's got to breed dogs. Otherwise, we won't have enough for people who want to have pets. So we can argue about who should be doing it,
enough.
How they should do it. But the fact that someone has to breed dogs, I think we agree on, right?
The dogs are getting put to sleep in the shelters every day, though.
What?
Dogs are getting put to sleep in the shelters.
And I I think that's terrible. And I recommend to everyone who's listening, there's a Substack. Do you know Substack at all?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's this guy on Substack. His channel is called Animal Politics. His name is Ed. So he's a former shelter director in LA and New York. And he writes about what's going on in the shelter crisis, and it's really good. And because of him, what I'm going to do, because I've been thinking about what do I need to do, because I've rescued dogs in the past. I used to foster freaking litters of kittens or whatever. I love all kinds of animals. I'm a dog person. I'm an animal person. I've had every animal in the world. But I've been thinking about what CDP should do. And I'm leaning towards, we're going to work with a spay and neuter group, because prevention is the number one thing we need to do. I don't want to see any dog have to be homeless before it can find a home.
Okay, but why are you contributing to the problem though?
Well, I don't think I am contributing to the problem. I think that in order for people to have great dogs, somebody needs to breed dogs. And I think we need to raise the quality of the people who are so you don't think that purebred breeders should breed dogs?
I mean,
everyone should just stop breeding dogs. Everyone.
I never said that. No.
Right. So it's not about me contributing versus Sam the Great Dane breeder versus the Manchester Terrier lady. We're all
but those breeds are not overwhelming the shelters. Mixed breeds
are not overwhelming.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
They
you
are.
go to the shelter.
Every dog,
tons of mixed breed dogs. Yes, they are.
Every dog in CDP has to have a microchip before it leaves the breeder. It has to
Plenty
be
of dogs in
registered
the
back
shelters
to
have
the
microchips.
breeder. No, we're not any different. See, you are brainwashed to think that the only people who can breed.
I'm not brainwashed. I worked in a shelter.
Breeders,
I saw.
It's not true.
I'm not brainwashed.
You are.
I worked in the shelter. I have been in the trenches. I'm not brainwashed. I can see the dogs that are in the shelter with my eyes. I was at the shelter all weekend.
They're not my dogs.
No, they're not your dogs. But
had my microchip
those homes where your dogs went could have been homes for those dogs.
But you understand that there's not enough shelter dogs for all the homes.
That's
right.
So
somebody's going to breed dogs.
There's hundreds of dogs that died in the shelter today, but there's not enough to go into homes.
I guess you don't understand math, and I can't really help you with that. But I've tried to explain it. Maybe
I guess you don't understand math because hundreds of dogs died today. Hundreds.
I feel sorry about that, which is why I'm.
You clearly don't.
So I get it. Your ultimate trump card is you think that you can tell me that because I'm breeding, that's why shelter dogs are dying. So what about Sam, the Great Dane lady?
Mm-hmm. What about
had a litter?
Yeah.
Is she creating the shelter? So she shouldn't have bred that litter because those dogs.
Most of her dogs are going to
shelter dog homes.
Most of her dogs are probably going to show homes, not pet homes.
Well,
so people who are looking
most
for
of my dogs, I have a dog who might be pregnant. And most of them are probably going to therapy prospect homes, and they're also going to help other breeders. And so I'm doing the same thing. Okay. I'm doing the same amount of work she is. I'm doing the same standard. I'm doing the same level of effort. I'm spending the same amount of money. I have the same commitment and the same ethics. But you think she's breeding purebred dogs that she is better than me. And that is fundamentally what it comes down to for you, is you believe in eugenics. You believe in the Victorian standard that was set 200 years ago by a bunch of people in England who said you can't mix breeds. That's what you believe. And there's nothing I'm going to say, regardless of how much work I do, that's going to convince you that breeding mixes, dirty mutts, is going to be okay. But what you don't understand is you're buying into something that you have no concept of in terms of the actual ethical basis of what created those standards, which I think, knowing you, because you seem like otherwise like a pretty progressive person. Like you have tattoos. I think you have a wife, which is awesome. But you're buying into this traditional, really anti-liberal, old-fashioned, very Republican idea from rich people in England who said that you cannot breed dogs who are mixes.